Welcome back to the Maelstrom, ladies and gentlemen. We have another Warhammer 40k battle report for you tonight. We are doing 2,000 points of Craftworlds versus Necrons. Hutch will be commanding his forces of Yggdrasil against my Necrons of the Dagon Dynasty. We're going to be playing Maelstrom of War, and we're going to be playing Spoils of War. So we have 6 objectives. We're trying to accomplish more than the other player. Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and Linebreaker are in place as usual, and you can still secure Objective X objectives from your opponent. We're playing Hammer and Anvil. Craftworlds got to decide. They're going to take the left-hand side of the table with the Necrons on the right. We'll be right back with the army lists.
Alright guys, so today I am experimenting with a biel-tan foot list. It's being led by a Farseer, representing the Eldrad model. He has the natural leader warlord trait. On the other HQ slots, for the 2 battalions, I've got a second Farseer, a 2-man warlock conclave, and a spirit seer with the biel-tan spirit stone relic. And of course, you might see there at the back, I have an Avatar of Cain. I always loved them all, wanted to try them out, so we'll see how he does today. In the troop selections, we have 3 squads of 10 Dire Avengers. Every Exarch has the dual catapults. I have 2 20-man Guardian squads. Each squad has 2 heavy weapons, the shuriken cannons. In the fast attack, also I have 5 Rangers to finish out for the, they're being sneaky there.
Yep.
To finish out the troop slots. In the fast attack, I'm processing in 3 Shining Spears. Not had the chance to try them out yet, so we're going to see how these do. In the heavy support, we have a Wraith Lord. He has the sword, the twin shrieking catapults on his wrists, and the shrieking cannons on his shoulders. And I have a 9-man Dark Reaper squad with a Tempest launcher on the Exarch.
Alright, we'll be right back with the Necrons. Alright, next up we have the Necrons. They're organized into a battalion. We are going to have a Catacomb Command Barge as our Warlord. He has Immortal Pride for his Warlord trait. He has a Gauss Cannon and a Staff of Light. He's also wearing the Nightmare Shroud. In his heavy support slot, we have 3 heavy destroyers. Going to see if they can get some anti-tank work done. Sadly, we're not playing any tanks tonight, but we do still have some monsters that we can shoot at. We have 6 Canoptic Wraiths with their standard loadouts, and we have a Ghost Ark. And then the bulk of the army splayed out here in front. We have a Cryptek. We have 3 squads of 10 Immortals. All of them have Gauss Blasters. And we have 3 squads of 16 Necron Warriors. So you have seen the armies and you have seen the table. We will be back as we get stuck into the Maelstrom. Alright, deployment is complete. The Necrons did finish up first, so we'll walk down those first. We have the Wraiths on this flank. We have the Warriors spread out across the front with the Cryptek and the Barge in the center of the army here. And then it continues out the other side with more Warriors. We have the Heavy Destroyers in the tower. We have the Ghost Ark backing them up. And then we have the 3 Immortal squads spread across the back behind their buddies here. You want to walk us down your army, Hutch?
Yeah, so we've got 2 squads of Dire Avengers here. The Warlock Conclave is hiding in the midst right here. Guardians, the Spirit Seer, and obviously the Avatar hiding behind the Wraith Lord.
Oh, there he is. I can't even see him. Little guy.
The Farseers hanging out back in the center. More Guardians, and then we got some more Dire Avengers down here on the back with the Shining Spears and Dark Reapers in the Webway.
And the Rangers obviously doing their Webway thing. Alright, so the Necrons are going first unless the Eldar can seize the initiative. What do you got, Hutch? 4. Will not do it. Alright, Necrons are going to be going first. We will be back after their initial volley. Alright, Necrons, turn 1. We're looking at behind enemy lines, defend objective 5, and defend objective 1. So objective 1 is here by the pipes. Objective 5 is way back here in the Eldar land, so we're going to be discarding that objective. So for our initial move, everything moved forward with the exception of the heavy destroyers. They took a command wave and extermination protocols. We went ahead and moved forward with the bulk of our infantry. The Wraiths advanced and jumped into the center of the lines along with the command barge and the Cryptek. And we had the Immortals and the Ghost Ark advance to this flank. Our fire was fairly effective. We threw a solar pulse on these guys. They responded with lightning fast reactions. We were able to kill 2 of them there. And then we whittled on the other 3 over the course of a couple other units shooting. We also played a methodical destruction to go ahead and make sure we got them for first blood. Down on this flank, we were able to cut down 5 of the Green Dire Avengers between the Immortals that advanced and the Ghost Ark. And down here, we threw a squad of warriors here with, I don't know, like 12, 14 shots. They took the Celestial Shield and made 3 of their 9 4+ invulnerable saves, lost 6 guys. Another one went down to some incidental fire before that. The Dire Avengers on this flank lost 4 dudes. Everybody has made their morale checks though. Here in the center, the Heavy Destroyers and the Lord bracketed this guy and brought him down to 2 wounds. So not a good start for the Wraith Lord guy there in the lead. But he is still in the fight, still has 2 wounds. So Necrons are going to score first blood. They're going to discard defend objective 5. So that will make it 1-0 going into Eldar turn 1. Eldar turn 1, they are playing with Psychological Warfare, Secure Objective 3, and Supremacy.
Alright, so we pretty much moved and advanced most things up. My Dire Avengers didn't advance because they decided to stay right at that 18-inch range. But the Guardians and everything moved up. I burned most of my command points this turn. I threw Tears of Isha on the Wraith Lord, only got 1 wound back, so that did at least put him back up into his middle bracket. I threw Seer Council on the Farseer here. I threw Runes of Witnessing. Psychic Phase, I managed to get almost, I think I got all of my psychic powers off. The Wraiths were doomed and jinxed. The Reapers have Guide, Protect, and Fortune. So the psychic power shooting phase, the Reapers fired into the Wraiths and killed 1.
Yeah, 1 dude.
Did absolutely squat. But the 20-man Bob squad here in front of them, thanks to the biel-tan's natural leader trait, they were essentially guided as well. They managed to take out 3 full Wraiths.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
that was crazy.
They made the difference.
Oh yeah, big time.
What was left of this Guardian squad and these Dire Avengers fired into this Warrior squad, managed to take out 10. So that helped a little bit. And then the Dire Avengers over on that side managed to take out a few Immortals down there on that side.
Knocked 6 of them out. But everybody is daisy chained back to the Lord, so everybody is under Immortal Pride right now. No worries for morale. So Psychological Warfare is going to be discarded. Secure Objective 3, though, was scored. That's the one over here by the Yellow Dire Avengers, and he scored 3 points for Supremacy. So that will be 4 points for the Eldar. So that will make it 4-1 going into turn 2. We will be back after the Necrons have responded. Alright, the Necrons pulled up behind enemy lines, advance, and secure Objective 5. So obviously we abandoned our deployment zone. Went ahead and got up there so we could score some advance. Moved everything up into the enemy's field, and as you can see there are quite a few little markers. The Guardians were just out of points and unable to protect themselves. These guys did have Celestial Shield, so that coupled with the guns getting pretty hot on their saves kept them in the fight pretty well. They lost 6 guys plus the guns. Down here, 6 of the red Dire Avengers were cut down by Gauss blaster fire, or rather 4 of them. 2 of them were killed by the Lord's Gauss cannon. The last 4 are being charged by these Necron Immortals. They made it in. The Wraiths were kind of the stars of the turn, though. 3 of them reanimated when I played a repair subroutines. They then advanced and took an adaptive subroutines. They've already made their charge move. They charged the Green Dire Avengers and the Farseer. They were trying to make it to the Warlock Conclave too, but did not have the range to lock them immediately. The Heavy Destroyers took extermination protocols and finished the Wraith Lord off. All of the Guardians on that flank were killed. One of the Yellow Dire Avengers went down, and like I said, a few here. These guys are being charged by the Warrior Blob. Now that we've got their Celestial Shield down, we smell weakness. Maybe we can find a hole in that armor. We're going to do these charges, and then we will be back. Alright, combat rolls to an end. The Immortals here went in and were unable to do anything but Gong Show in return. Nothing done there. Wraiths butchered everybody but the Exarch. He made his 4+ invul. We also tore the limbs off of the Doom Farseer down here. We're able to lock the Warlocks 3 misses and a 1 to wound, so they did nothing to the Wraiths. Wraiths are still sitting pretty. Down here we traded 2 Necron Warriors for 3 Guardians. And that was about it for combat. So we unfortunately are going to give secure objective 5 to the Eldar, but we will score advance, and we're discarding behind enemy lines. So it is 4-5 in favor of the Eldar, going into the bottom of turn 2. Alright, the Eldar are starting turn 2 with Master of Runes, advance, and defend objective 5.
Alright, so we were able to get 3... we fell back with the Dire Avenger squads and the Warlock Conclave. That way we'd be able to shoot at the race. We dropped the Reapers down to have a better line of sight on the race. The Shining Spears come in over on the side of the board. I moved the Avatar up right here, expecting to charge into whatever was left of the race. We got Jinx off on the race, we got Fortune off on the Guardians, and we got Guide off on the Reapers. Going into the shooting phase, the Yellow Dire Avengers managed to take down 3 Warriors. The Shining Spear shooting took down another 3 Immortals. The Reapers opened up and managed to kill 4 of the race and the last 3 of the Immortals with the Exarch's Tempest Launcher. Then launching into assaults, the Avatar managed to declare on the last Wraith and managed to make it into combat.
Alright, so we're going to work that combat and the Warriors versus the Guardians, and then we will be back.
Alright, well, the assaults weren't great. The Wraith Lord, the Avatar didn't really do anything. He made a couple, I think I wounded him twice, and he made his invul saves. And I took 2 damage in return.
Yep, and then over here I think we traded one Warrior for 3
Guardians.
Guardians.
Warrior for 3 Guardians.
Alright, so that's the end of Eldar. They're going to score a point for Master of Runes. They did roll a 1 on their D3, unfortunately. Looking to get defend objective 5 in my turn. So that's going to make it 4-6 in favor of the Eldar. Necrons, turn 3, coming up next. Necrons are starting off their turn with Witch Hunter, secure objective 4, and mission critical objective on objective 3. To start with, we rolled up some reanimation. We got back a couple of warriors here and 6 from the 9 that went down over here. We then advanced all of these infantry towards his objective. That is the one that we need to claim. Heavy destroyers hung out there, and the Lord peeled back to secure objective 4. The Ghost Ark moved to the flank over here, and the Immortals took a wave of command and advanced to fire down on the Singing Spears. We disengaged the Wraith from the Avatar and flew back here. Going to try to get soccer on this guy and take the objective, which is back here, because we didn't want him to defend that objective 5. But then it turned out we were going to get Witch Hunter anyway. We fired down here and it was super effective. Killed everything in the trench system. The Immortals mowed down the entire Dire Avenger squad. The 2 Warlocks were killed off by the rapid firing warriors here. And then we fired the squad of warriors in the back into the Farseer and were able to bring him down. The heavy destroyers fired around the corner for lack of any other target and wounded this guy once, but he did make his save for being an Exarch of the Dire Avenger clan. The 10 Immortals then fired into the bikes and killed 2.5 of them. Or no, that was the Ghost Ark that did that. And then the Catacomb Command Barge finished off the Exarch with his Gauss cannon. The Immortals then fired around the corner. Only 4 of them could see, but the 4 of them brought down 3 Dark Reapers. So that was it for the shooting phase. We're going to do a couple of combats. We did actually hit the Wraith with the Singing Spear, but the Wraith did make his invulnerable save. He's going into combat there. And we've got the combat over here that's still going on. We will be back once those are complete. Combat is complete. The Necron warriors were able to bring down 5 of the Guardians in spite of their fortune. The 3 remaining were able to do 1 wound, but the Necron warriors shrugged that off. Over here, the Wraith punched above his weight, rolled 3 hits, 3 wounds, and then 2 of the 3 saves came up as 2s. So the Spirit Seer was laid low here on Objective 5. Going into the Eldar now, the Necrons have taken the lead again momentarily. It is 7-6. We will be back after the Eldar respond. For turn 3, the Eldar rolled up Defend Objective 5, Hold the Line, and Domination. We went ahead and rolled their entire turn into 1, since they are getting a little sparse on models. The Avatar of Cain and the 2 squads of Dire Avengers peeled back to deal with the last Wraith. Shooting was able to deal it 2 wounds, and the Wailing Doom finished it off in close combat. So they are reset and starting on Hold Objective 5. The Dark Reapers held their ground, fired over here, did 9 wounds to the Ghost Ark, and then their Tempest Launcher fired on the Immortals, rolled a 12, and brought 3 of the Immortals down. In close combat, 2 of the 3 Guardians were struck down, but they did nothing in return. So they're still there. They did pass their, or he passed his morale check. So they will score Hold the Line, because they have 3 units in their deployment zone. They were able to clear me out. But Domination is far from doable, so they're going to go ahead and discard that one. Defend Objective 5 is 1 turn away to give them 2 more points. So it's tied up right now, 7-7. We will be back when the Necrons take their turn forward. Alright, the Necrons drew up Supremacy, Defend Objective 4, and Mission Critical Objective on 3. So Defend Objective 4 is here. The Ghost Ark advanced and peeled back to hold that objective. We were able to bring down the last Guardian in combat here, which gives us this objective. And Mission Critical Objective of 3 is our 3rd for Supremacy. We did roll a 1 for our D3, but we scored that and Mission Critical Objective. Our fire from the Immortals, they took a command wave. They fired underneath and completely wiped out the Dark Reapers. The Gauss fire from the Heavy Destroyers, who took the tower, and from the Lord, who took the opposite tower, went down into the red-crested Dire Avengers and killed 3. We had a few shots around the crates with the advancing Necrons on some of them, or with some of them, but we were unable to hurt either of the Exarchs. So at that point, they're going to score Defend Objective 5, and the Necrons are going to score 2 more as well. That's going to be 9-9. But we went ahead and generated objectives for next turn. The Eldar are going to need Secure Objective 6, which they're going to give away. They need Kane's Wrath, so they need to charge, which is going to be difficult, assuming that anything can survive the Overwatch. And behind enemy lines, which is completely undoable at this point. And their Necrons are also going to score Defend Objective 4. So that's going to put the Necrons up by 3 points, most likely. Not to mention that they're going to get line breakers. So at that point, the Eldar are going to go ahead and tap out. It was a hard-fought game, but the Necrons did emerge triumphant. We will be back soon with more content. Make sure that you give us a like on Facebook and a subscription on YouTube, and make sure you enable notifications. It's the best way to see our stuff, and we appreciate all of you who have subscribed recently. If you like what you see, feel free to share us with your friends and continue to spread the hobby love, which is what we want to do. As always, guys, thanks for spending time with us today at the Maelstrom.